Iris West just dies because Barry hits her with Speed Force Lightning. I would say it's a long story, but that's just what happens. So she should be out of the story at this point, right? Apparently, she's one of the ones who can just choose not to be dead anymore. That's the
I ain't know all this. Yo, every time I learn something about CW Flash, it's doing some crazy stuff. CW Flash was just doing stuff. Today, we are back. We are going to be watching the worst plot armor moments of all time with my boy Olama Sama. Shout outs to him. We are hitting a sub goal of 25K, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That's the main goal for the channel right now. And we'll get right into it. Let's go.
According to Google, plot armor is defined as the phenomena in fiction whereby the main character is allowed to survive dangerous situations because they are needed for the plot to continue. It's common to hear people referring to characters having plot armor when they are able to succeed in certain scenarios that should almost guarantee a failure. So in today's video, I want to talk about some of the more infamous cases of plot armor I could find in fiction, with each case ranging from minor offense to completely asinine. But first, I think we need to understand what can actually be considered plot armor. After all, a singular definition can only do so much. Plot armor can extend to a lot of different situations, whether it be a character winning a fight they should have lost or escaping certain death. Shoot, some people see power-ups as a form of plot armor, but something that gets misconstrued is the fact that characters will need at least a little bit of plot armor to keep the story going. We are all aware that at least half of these series goals is to stop a villain by the end of the run, so it's only natural to have characters push past improbable circumstances or just not take as much damage as they should. It not only creates tension, but also keeps characters available for more plot lines later on. And besides, I think we can all imagine how a series without plot armor would look like. Yes, I'm looking at you. And in my opinion,
like sometimes plot armor is necessary. I don't think there's a lot of there's thousands of series where it's like if plot armor wasn't a thing, like the series would end in like 2 seconds or like 1 episode. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot. People overuse and misuse the term plot armor all the time. They do, but it is misused. You are correct. It is misused. There is sometimes where it's correct. I think plot armor, I more so use it where it's like something the series itself tells us that this should not work, and it ends up working because of the character it's used on. That's usually what I deem plot armor to be. In most cases. We'll see what he got on the list. We'll rank it. We'll see if it's as good or as bad as we might think.
Really just characters conveniently winning impossible fights or getting power-ups. The problem lies more so in the reasoning behind said conveniences. You can easily justify power-ups if it makes sense and is consistent.
He brought up Bleach right here. I don't know would y'all consider this plot armor or like this is just like, I don't know, bad writing or something. Maybe not even bad writing, or maybe it's just a nitpick. Like, I wouldn't call it plot armor, but it low-key feels like it. I hated how Ichigo, Kenpachi, was gassed up as like this character that never lost in like 1,000 years. He fights a 15-year-old in Ichigo and like they tie. That should not happen. I'm so sorry. That shouldn't happen. That should not happen. I know they explain later in this series that Kenpachi was like, he's been held back so much until like he fully unleashes his powers. I still don't think that should happen though, personally, but that's just me. It happens a lot in Bleach too. Like the random Bleach power up sometimes is kind of crazy. Like whenever like there's like 3 of the arcs, he gets like some random power up at the end of the arc to beat the main bad guy. It's not all bad because like they usually explain it. Like I like Byakuya's, because Byakuya's leads seamlessly into the next arc in his main character conflict. I don't like how it's done against Ucleora, because I don't think that him transforming into Vaste Lorde, whatever it's called, that form, I don't think that like kind of leads anywhere. It kind of just happened so he could win. And then it's not done as well for his character like the first one was, and it's like it's the repeat of the same things. Like you just got a random mask power up that we didn't know about, and you just beat the main villain. And then you could low-key say the same for Aizen too. Just randomly he was able to stay in that like little zone and then get that power up, and then he one-shots Aizen. Like one thing I didn't, besides the last arc, I kind of didn't like how like every final fight was Ichigo getting dogged, and then like he gets a power-up that just overwhelms him past the villain instead of them being like, there's no even Ichigo fight. Besides the one against the blue-haired dude, forget his name. But like he doesn't have any like actual even fights against real niggas. Like he very rarely does, and like the one time he does with Kenpachi, I don't think it makes sense. Kenpachi should have been a stomp, in my opinion. But hey, just me.
Then with the story, Naruto has been
Not
seen losing
plot armor though. I wouldn't count it too much as plot armor, but rant aside, yapping aside, let's get
control over the Nine Tails when emotions are running high, so we should not be shocked when he gets stronger when those conditions are satisfied. The problem with plot armor arises when a character has something go their way with no explanation. With no explanation, we just have to take what we're seeing for face value, and what we're seeing is straight BS. This is when people gotta craft some random theories to try to make sense of why their favorite characters survive certain doom. But you know what's even worse than no explanation? A bad explanation. People love using the reasoning that a series gives and treat it as irrefutable logic. They'll be like, bro, they explained why Batman survived that fall. It's because of his suit. Which, okay, that makes sense if the fall was from a window or something. However, how strong can this suit be to allow him to survive a fall from space,
literally
at terminal velocity, and standing up like he only stubbed a toe? This is egregious plot armor. Another example.
That was crazy. I at least said that in my video. That he should never be doing that, bro.
Standing up like he only stubbed.
There's no suit on the freaking planet that should be able to absorb that much impact from space. Come on, bro.
This is egregious plot armor. Another example of a BS explanation is when Tanjiro just pulled thunder breathing out of his butt. We're running at full sprint for who knows how long, and then all of a sudden your leg gives out. Once I seen this, I was already looking at this scene kind of funny. Then he remembers a random conversation with Zenitsu about thunder breathing and can just do it like that? Terrible plot armor. Okay, damn. You caught me. I just wanted to hate on Demon Slayer, but I won't lie. I know this whole thing makes sense because all other breathings are derived from sun breathing. So naturally, someone who has sun breathing can also do the other breathing techniques fairly easily. The explanation checks out, but this is one of those cases where I just have to accept that a lot of the theatrics were done for entertainment. And plus, I don't even need to bring up a moment like this if I wanted to talk about plot armor and Tanjiro. This demon should have murked Tanjiro multiple times during this battle. Better breathing shouldn't be helping injuries from attacks like this. But that's neither here nor there. I can ignore these moments because they are ultimately a net positive for the series and aren't really plot bending. It's a bit harder to ignore the plot armor of someone like Reiner from Attack on Titan. I feel like it was established fairly early on that he wasn't like that when it comes to the Titan shifters. Eren was beating him in their first fight and was going to actually win if not for Burrito's interference. Seeing him get dog walked by Eren, who wasn't even that experienced at that point, was enough for me to realize that Reiner was not built for any of these battles for real. And it turned out that those thoughts were not even headcanon. He was dead, not even meant to be on this mission. So anytime I see him have a near-death experience, I just kind of roll my eyes. His existence after the second season is kind of mind-boggling. I know he's a Titan shifter, but seriously, some of these things he's surviving surely bring up at least some questions. Realistically, when Levi caught Reiner and stabbed him twice, he should have been cooked. And we'll ignore the
real life though. Nah, this real life though. How did he live this? I was saying this when I was first watching this arc, the return to Shigashina or whatever it's called, bro. Nigga, Reiner should not have lived this, bro. Reiner should not live this, bro. I need to do Attack on Titan again. I got kind of scared off it because my boy Senshi got striked. But I did Attack on Titan. That's like my second video on the channel, bro. Like I gotta run up Attack on Titan. I love this show, bro.
Enough time to stab him twice, but not slice off his head for some reason. We'll ignore that. Not like it would have mattered anyways. One of the places Levi hit was the neck, and Reiner didn't even struggle to transform. This is when we learned that he transferred his brain's consciousness to the rest of his body to transform. Okay. And he does it again when he's able to regenerate after his head gets blown off. I mean, like, sure, it's explained, and it's not really a bad explanation either, and Loki just feels like we really need Reiner to survive, so let's let him have this one thing so he doesn't get absolutely cooked in these battles. But fine, whatever, I can get over myself. But this type of stuff happens so often throughout the series for him. People even meme him by calling him the plot armor titan. It feels like Reiner's whole existence has been him being unable to die. Oh, yeah, that's right. Jamie, that's kind of like one of the main points of his character. Still plot armor, though. Another wild case of plot armor was Luffy versus Crocodile. I feel like this is one of the more blatant examples of a character having plot armor. Luffy was
really okay. Let's see the explanation. I don't know if I'd call it this.
No match for Crocodile. Crocodile was untouchable in this fight, literally. This fight was honestly just a showcase for all of Crocodile's abilities. This was the first fight Luffy straight up lost, and he got stabbed in the torso because of it. And what did we even expect? He fought Crocodile in a freaking desert. This man Luffy was battered, bloodied, and abandoned in a ditch. There was no debating it. Luffy was dead to rights here. But then at Death's doorstep, Robin comes to save him because of plot. Okay, what do you want me to say? We can say that Robin was curious because of his initial D, but at this point in the story, Robin was not a straw hat. She had
what was her reasoning? What was her reasoning for saving Luffy? Like, what after she saved him? She say why? I don't know if I'd call it plot armor, but I know she definitely gave a reason after she saved him. I don't know what the reason is though. It's been a long time. I haven't read One Piece since quarantine, so I don't remember. But I wouldn't call it plot armor. I think that's one of One Piece's better fights too, because Luffy actually uses some strats. One Piece has plot armor. I would not use this as an example. One Piece got plot armor. I just wouldn't use that as an example. Robin saving him makes sense. Robin helped the Straw Hat Straw Alabasta saga. She even gave them a log post on Whiskey Peak. Yeah, but like, why she save Luffy though? Like, what was the reasoning she saved Luffy? Is the question. I'd have to check the manga. I'd have to check the manga for sure.
No reason to help Luffy for real. So this just happened to make sure Luffy stayed alive for the rest of the story. But I'm fair, I'll let that one slide because it's the main character. This isn't even the worst piece of plot armor in Alabasta. And I think we all know who I'm referring to. It's our avian friend, Pell. During the final battle of the arc, there was a bomb that was threatening to destroy a large chunk of Alabarna, the capital of Alabasta. Pell grabbed this bomb, carried it into the sky, and sacrificed himself to get the bomb away from everyone. It's very noble to use your own life to save thousands of others. What? Is this a flashback or something? Why is he still alive? Pell should have been in someone's air fryer at this point. Bro. The only way the bomb could have
and that nigga air fryer for real. Like, nah. Like, this one pissed me off. Because I think in the manga, you literally don't see him till like 300 chapters later. It's like some random flashback page of like, Vivi in Alabasta, and he's just there. It's like, nigga, how? Like, I remember I read that. I was like, did you die? Did you get murked? He just shows up. Randomly. Crazy.
Cleaner hit on him as if he ate the dang thing. Mind you, this bomb was getting hyped up a lot throughout the last parts of the arc, and Pell just comes out of it unscathed, no explanation. I dare one of you guys to give me a good explanation as to why someone could survive this. And I'ma tweak out if someone talks about him being a peregrine falcon. And before I get into one of the main perpetrators of having plot armor, if you're enjoying this video so far and you're new, you might as well subscribe. Anyways, let's talk about our favorite hero, Batman. And I've already touched upon him in this video, cause let's keep it a buck. This whole video could be about Batman and his plot armor. He's the main one guilty of it. First, let's get this out the way. Almost every single fight between him and Superman is already riddled with plot armor for Batman. It makes sense why it happens, but it's still BS. I like their fight in Justice League War because it goes how we expect it to go. Superman is just dog walking him at all points. Nothing Batman has works on him, and any attack he throws at him gets shrugged off. Granted, this is their first encounter in this universe, so Batman doesn't have the dreaded two-word phrase we don't speak of. Nevertheless, any fight between Batman and Superman should go.
Nah, that prep time be crazy, bro. Yeah, that prep time is something, bro. That prep time really something. That like prep time just another word for plot armor, bro.
This Batman
can fancier word to say.
Keep up with super speed as a human. You can't even use the argument of Superman not wanting to hurt Batman because he wasn't even trying to murk him in this fight. He was trying to get info out of him the entire time. I guess we just forget Superman has super speed or something. He doesn't even need to knock out Batman. He can just incapacitate him in the blink of an eye. Kryptonite should barely be a factor too unless Superman gets snuck with it. There's no way a simple rocket power punch is knocking down Superman like this. Batman's plot armor also extends past Superman to other powerful beings as well. Remember that one time Batman one-shot Sinestro with the Batarang? Don't rewind, you heard what I said. Remember that one time.
I feel like I saw this when I was researching my video. I seen this scene when I was researching my video. I seen this.
Sinestro, one of the strongest members with the Batarang. Don't rewind, you heard what I said. Remember that one time Sinestro, one of the strongest members of the Lantern Corps, got knocked out in one hit by a Batarang. What the heck is this thing made of? The most powerful weapon in the universe can be countered by a freaking boomerang shaped as a bat. I'd argue that superhero media like Marvel and DC are even more guilty of plot armor than anime. Like, you'll see a regular person like the Punisher who bleeds the same way as you and me, beating up people like Doctor Doom and Wolverine, cause that makes sense. With that type of plot armor, give me 5 months and a bunch of weapons and I'll beat the Fantastic Four by myself. Moving back to anime, we have one of the more infamous examples of plot armor, Killer Bee versus Sasuke. Let's get this out the way. Sasuke probably should have lost this fight. This fight was one of the most disrespectful and embarrassing L's for a character I've ever seen. Killer Bee was impaling Sasuke, writing rhymes, and clowning his entire crew. If Karin weren't there to heal him, Sasuke obviously would have been packed up way earlier. Even when Sasuke caught Bee in a genjutsu, Bee just got up and hit Sasuke with a lightning lariat.
Bro.
Way earlier. Even when Sasuke...
As a nigga. Now, as a nigga, y'all know growing up, if you're black, man, you don't get many characters. You don't get many characters. When I saw Killer Bee, Sasuke was my favorite character back then. Sasuke, when he was tripping about that eye, he was going crazy on Kage Summit. He was running phase with anybody, whoever, whenever he wanted to smoke same day. When I saw Killer Bee pull up on this nigga, damn near 1v4, bro. He might have been the coldest black person on the planet.
Sasuke caught Bee.
Bro,
Genjutsu, B just got up.
Actually, dude, this shot right here will forever be etched. Forever be etched. Someone said Killer B a D1 cornball. That's a fat nigga take if I ever seen one. His raps might be garbage, but that's a fat nigga take if I ever seen one. Killer B a cornball. You a cornball for saying he's a cornball. Are you kidding me? Killer B? Alright, bro. Y'all don't like nothing. Y'all got
lightning
it, bro.
lariat. And saying this attack did major damage is an understatement. Sasuke's neck, organs, and chest were all severely injured. But after getting healed yet again, Sasuke gets up and uses Amaterasu to win the fight. Just like that. Sasuke was dead to rights like 3 times in this fight, but he somehow wins? Nope, nothing suspicious going on over here. Though. Like, this isn't even me trying to call Sasuke weak. There just should have been another way to showcase Killer B's strength without Sasuke dapping up the Grim Reaper every 5 minutes. The way it was done originally makes it look like Sasuke has crazy plot armor. Switching up the media again, I want to look at a popular movie series that is riddled with plot armor. It's the Karate.
The biggest plot armor in Naruto for me is Sasuke surviving Deidara's mom. On scrolling up, bro couldn't even walk earlier, yet somehow he had enough chakra to spawn his summon, get into the summon, and despawn the summon all before getting hit with the explosion. That was absolute BS. I've not seen Deidara fight in a long time, but I would assume what you're saying is probably true. I haven't seen the Deidara fight in a minute, but I liked it when it came out though. But
his series. The Mr.
Karate Kid does have a lot of crazy plot.
Writer himself, Daniel LaRusso, should have lost like 2 of these finals in these.
Yeah, literally. Like, there's one, I didn't get into it in one of my videos, but the Barnes fight, bro, like, there was, I think, like, Daniel, like, literally been lost. And, like, if you look through that fight, Barnes got, like, 5 hits on him. And, like, for some reason, overtime is 1 hit. And, like, Daniel got that 1 hit at the end and he won the fight. It's actually insane. Actually insane. He landed 1 hit against Mike Barnes, bro. 1 singular hit and he won the fight because it was overtime.
Movies. For context,
it's on like some, bro. It's like one of them soccer matches. You have to do the free throw elimination kicks. I hate that too. It's like, come on, bro. You could sell the whole match, but it's like you do good in that one part. It's GG's.
Johnny was the champion for the past 2 years. Then Daniel comes in with a couple weeks of karate experience and wins with the injured leg. Fine, whatever, who cares? It's plot armor for a happy ending. It's something we can all expect at this point. However, that's not the worst case in the series. In the final movie of the trilogy, Daniel was flat out losing the entire time in the finals. And this was the plan, to make sure Daniel knows pain. However, it only took 1 moment for Daniel to focus and he scores a point on the guy who was thrashing him the entire fight. I know he was scared before, so it was affecting him in the fight. But I refuse to accept that being the only thing that changed. Matt was beating him consistently throughout the movie, and it wasn't really close either. But 10 seconds of kata and the speech from Mr. Miyagi changed that? Either Matt Barnes is dumb as bricks, or Daniel LaRusso was just that much better at karate than him. So yeah, Matt Barnes is just dumb as bricks. And contrary to popular belief, plot armor also exists in real life. Let me paint the scenario for you. Imagine in the One Piece universe, pirate crews were able to trade crew members between each other. Imagine after Wano, after Luffy just beat one of the Emperors of the Sea in Kaido, Zoro looks at him and says to himself, yeah, I don't think this guy can lead us anymore, so I'm gonna send him somewhere else. And then in the middle of the night, Zoro talks to Shanks of all people and trades Luffy for Ben Beckman without telling any of the other strong.
Is this him doing this for Luca? Is this him talking about the Luca trade?
He also just throws Usopp in the trade because why not? What I've just described to you is the best analogy I can think of when explaining the Luka Doncic trade in anime terms.
That's disrespectful though, bro. Is Anthony Davis his level? I don't even know who that nigga is. Is Anthony Davis this level? I don't think so, bro. Nah, Anthony Davis is not this nigga. I don't even know who this nigga is. I'll cry. That's a fire analogy, but no, bro. Anthony Davis is not this nigga. Come on, that's disrespectful to AD. That's disrespectful to AD. Let me move my camera. Is this nigga fire? When is he? I don't even remember this dude. Is he part of like Shanks' crew? Like nah, AD better than that nigga, bro. AD better than that nigga, cause AD is really good. It's just like, you know, that nigga got paper mache knees. Like you sneeze on AD, he's injured for 2 weeks, bro. Like AD had, like, Lakers fans will never say it, AD had to go, bro. That nigga was made of freaking paper mache. Like if LeBron had somebody else that wasn't AD, they'd probably make it a little bit farther in 2021. But you know that LeBron was hurt, and then AD got like sneezed on, and then like he was out for the series against the Suns. 2022, dude, AD barely played. Russ was also bad, but like LeBron and AD were not there. They were barely there. And then what was 2023? 2023 they did pretty good because 80 was actually there. 2024 80 was actually there. And then 2025 he was literally was he playing but when he was getting traded? I know Luka wasn't. Was AD playing? I know he didn't play when he got traded. He didn't play for a bit, and then he played for the Mavs finally. He got hurt immediately. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like AD be pissing a nigga off, bro. As a LeBron fan, and AD was pissing me off sometimes. So like, as much as Lakers fans love him, I loved him too, bro. He had
without telling any of the other Straw Hats. He also just throws Usopp in the trade because why not? What I've just described to you is the best analogy I can think of when explaining the Luka Doncic trade and in anime terms. The trade makes no sense and there's no justification for it besides plot armor. It's the only thing that can make sense. I'd also say that character revivals can be considered plot armor depending on the circumstances. This rings true even more when there's no good explanation as to why it happened. Guess which series I'm gonna use? Just guess. Ding 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 ding. It's The Flash. For context, Iris West just dies because Barry hits her with Speed Force Lightning. I would say it's a long story, but that's just what happens. So she should be out of the story at this point, right? Apparently, she's one of the ones who can just choose not to be dead anymore. That's the
I didn't know all this. Yo, every time I learn something about CW Flash, it's doing some crazy stuff. Like, I have not seen too much of the show. I think I only seen like season 1. Dude, I be learning more about the show every time niggas talk about it, bro. CW Flash was just doing stuff.
Only explanation to give you. That's it. Since she's not supposed to be dead, she can just be like, no, and come back to life. Okay, this last portion of the video is a bit personal to me, and I'm honestly wondering if this even counts as plot armor. I'm not gonna directly spoil the series I'm talking about, but if you find yourself reading into clues too often, skip to this time of the video. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna spoil the series, so skip to the time. Nobara's revival at the end of the manga was rushed.
Oh shoot. Yo, my fault. Yo, if you have not caught up JJK, let me let y'all know that right now. I'm not gonna lie, I brain farted right there. I dead brain farted. If you have not caught up JJK, leave right now. Leave right now. You got a 5-second warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
You know what? I'm just gonna spoil the series, so skip to the time. Nobara's revival at the end of the manga was rushed to the point it felt like plot armor was on the hero's side, and I knew this would happen. When we got confirmation the manga was ending in 5 chapters, I said that it's probably gonna get rushed, which basically anyone could see coming.
Literally.
Yet when Nobara came back in
I feel like, dude, JJK ended way too early, bro. Like, I feel like where the Culling Games is, the Culling Games back in the day, that would be like the middle of Naruto. That would be like the Namek Saga. That'd be like the Alabasta arc of Bleach. Like, I feel like JJK was just starting, and he was like now in it in 5 chapters. I was like, that's what? Like, I don't know. I feel like it could have, like, if JJK was made in like the early 2000s, late 90s, it would have been like where the Culling Games ends is like the halfway point of the series. I think it ended way too soon.
Next chapter, I saw people saying that it was done well because of foreshadowing. Just because something got explained doesn't mean it was done well. She wakes up like 20 minutes before the fights end and helps Itadori deal the finishing blow. The reason why I think it looks so crazy is because if the anime adapts the manga 1-to-1, Nobara's gonna show up like 1 minute before the fight ends.
Literally. You know the anime gonna drag it out though. Like I don't think anime onlys are gonna have this problem. OD. Like, it's still going to be bad because she's going to show up, like, the second to last episode. It's going to be, like, the second to last episode. So, it's not going to be as bad, but you know the anime is going to make that fight 10 times longer. So, people are going to actually feel Nobara. If you read the manga, she's actually just there. She's like an I'm here too. It's like an I'm here too type of scenario. It wasn't handled well.
And it just helped deal the finishing blow, and then Sukuna's done for. Does that not look like plot armor? Hypothetical time again. Imagine during the Namek Saga, after Vegeta got done coughing up blood every 5 seconds, he was buried by Goku with this condition unknown. Events in the rest of the arc could go as normal as they can without Vegeta, but anytime we mention him, people are just extremely vague about his whereabouts. Like Shenron is shrugging his shoulders if they try to wish him back. Fast forward to the Cell Saga, and things happen as close as they possibly can get to the original series without Vegeta being there. That means Cell gets his perfect form, the Cell games still happen, go on, transform, Goku dies, etc. etc. Then during the final beam clash, when Cell looks like he's about to win, boom, Vegeta shows up and sneak attacks Cell, allowing Gohan to win. And the so-called foreshadowing is characters being super cryptic about his whereabouts. Would it technically make sense? Yeah. Would it be done well? No, not at all. You would say that Gohan has
that'd be trash. That'd be so trash. That is so accurate though. That is such an accurate description. That would be so trash, but that's such an accurate description.
Something like that.
Very accurate.
That's somewhat similar to what happened in JJK. Like, yes, I was happy to see Nobara return, but we gotta be real with ourselves sometimes. It being done like this makes it seem like plot armor. I'm low-key realizing I just took this opportunity to rant about the JJK manga, but I think it's well warranted. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and special thanks to making it this far. Let me know if y'all want a part 2 to this video.
Olama-sama, bro. That was a great vid. That was a great vid, bro. Make sure y'all sub up to my boy Olama, like the video and all that. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna catch y'all next one.